Good morning. It's been a while since I've posted anything. I'm going to post a couple of things this morning. The first one is going to be a bit of balance, a bit of strength, and flexibility. So grab your chair, and we will start out sitting up nice and tall in our chair. I'm going to sit this way so you can really see. Drive the lower abdomen in, shoulders over the hips. And let's just start with a nice little march, using your core to lift the legs up. Oftentimes when people do core work, they feel the next day they'll feel their hip flexor or the outside of their hip. I'd like you to really brace, draw the ribs together, brace your core as you march. And then you can balance and hold one foot up. Now when I bring that foot up, you're gonna let the foot just dangle beneath the knee. I'm not going to curve it in, not going to curve it out. Then if that's happening, I'm pulling from my hip. So I'm just going to brace my core, let the leg relax, hold it with my abs. And you can do that on each side. Count or take a nice big breath, brace and hold it maybe for 10 seconds. And then we're going to do a little march again and a little slide of our feet to actively stretch out the hamstrings and glutes. You may need to sit a little more to the edge of your chair, but again, tuck the abs, keep the lumbar spine lengthened as you're doing this exercise. Okay, and I'm just tapping and reaching. Good. Then we're going to stretch out those arms, still engage the ribs so you avoid arcing your back as you stretch it out. We're going to look right and left. Really reach the arms out and feel like you're holding the side walls open. As you do this, be sure your tailbone and your sits bones stay connected into the bench or the chair or whatever you're sitting on. So again, you're still activating your core as you're opening up through the chest and lifting the back of the head up high. Let's do a nice little circling of those arms. And we're going to do a little side tap out. Opening through the inner thighs. Again, activating the core, keeping the spine up nice and tall as we go out right and left. Nice full breaths. You can take this slower. You can shut the video off right now and do a few more of these, okay? Just hit pause and then come back. So right now I'm going to just do a little squeeze, draw the shoulders down, and I'm going to squeeze the hip flexor a little bit. I like to take a nice big breath. Squeeze all the glands, lymph nodes in those hip flexors, sitting nice and tall. Yep, you can do a little bit of a circling around your ankles if your feet and your ankles are feeling a little tight. Excellent. Then sits bones into that bench as you reach up and around. Drive the shoulder blade down into your lap as you extend. You can do this one standing. I'll do it again standing. But you can easily do this one as you're in your chair. And I'm going side to side so you get the side angle of it. But of course you do not need to do that. I just want you to get a little idea. I'll go here, drive that shoulder down, a little bit of a more engaging of the abs to open up the corners of my back and down. Now I'm going to reach my elbows to the floor. Again, avoid popping the ribs apart. Pull those ribs together and just drape your left ear over to your left shoulder and try to keep the shoulders level and the chest expanded. Okay, a little squeeze of the shoulder blades. Then you can reach through the back of that head and draw to the other side. Now, at any time, again, pause the video and breathe through these and go just a little bit slower. But I'm going to try to just give you a chunk of information and a variety of things to do. Maybe you just do half the video in the morning and half the video at night. Take a nice big breath. We're going to reach the arms forward, sink into the heels of our feet, and come up. Now as we come up, give a little loosing of those legs, a little march. Now put my chair off to the side and do a little tap back. Now you may want to use your chair. I know I did this in one of the last videos. You may want to really engage the abs. You might be fine without that chair. Then really squeeze the butt, open the pelvis, and straight tap the feet back. Notice how as I straight tap my feet back, I'm not letting my heel drop in or out. I'm engaging my glutes and getting a nice alignment right on through the back of my heel. Then, because we are going forward and backward much of the day, let's do a little side step. Then, as you side step, sometimes I have you put a rubber band around those ankle or the calf muscles or even the upper thighs. But here, we don't have, not everybody has that. I have them here at home, but I'd like to have you focus on how you're powering from the outside of the thigh to move the leg. And without that rubber band, you can still really get that focus through the outside of the thighs as you move. Feel the power right where my hands are here. Sometimes the rubber band is a little too much and we still seem to pull from our knees or pull incorrectly from the feet or the hips. As you're doing this, and I'm doing kind of a long set, again, avoid letting that lumbar spine sag. That means your belly is just disengaged and you're letting that pelvic floor just drop. We want to engage, protecting, stabilizing the pelvic floor and your spine. Let's do a nice little roll of those shoulders, all right? And a nice big breath in and exhale it out. Let's do a little balance work here. We're going to balance on our left leg. Avoid popping the hip. Here's where you might want to grab the chair. You're going to engage the obliques and the lats and your glute to activate and pull that hip right underneath the shoulder. So just try to balance. You can go ahead and move. If you're feeling like, whoa, my balance is spot on today, you can go ahead and move that free leg around, still stabilizing the pelvis and the spine. Again, pause the video if you want to do it a little bit longer. I'm going to keep moving on. Now we're going to balance on the right side. Feel all 4 points of your feet into the floor. Feel the heel, feel the bridge, open the chest, stand nice and tall, keep that hip underneath the shoulder. Notice how I'm tapping down. Don't be afraid to do that, and don't get discouraged if you do. You're still working your balance. We all have to put that foot on the floor. So every day is a little bit different for all of us, okay? Let's go ahead and bring it down and do a little toe tap forward, a little dance forward with our feet. Still keeping our posture nice and tall. Little dance forward tap again, activating the glutes and the hamstrings. I recommend doing a little longer set and really firing up and working your bottom. Okay, if you want to do a little bit more and hold one back there, now I'm going to really target, I'm going to balance, I'm going to really focus on my glute and just do a little raise. Notice I put my hands here. That kind of helps me balance, bringing it right to center, focusing on my center, bracing. You can bring your chair back or a counter. Again, you can pause the video and work this a little bit longer. We're going to go to the other side and a little lift. Shoulders back. Avoid trying to counterbalance your body weight. What happens as soon as I step back here, I might want to sag here. I'm going to keep it lifted, chest broad, belly up. Elongate the spine, targeting my glute and my hamstrings. Again. All right, roll it out. We're going to go into a little more strength here. So I'm going to grab laundry detergent. Now, what I wish I would have done when my other one was empty, it was even bigger than this, I could have just filled it with water and had another weight in the house. That's what I'm going to do with this one when it's out. So I'm going to take just a step back. I'm going to take my laundry detergent out, depends on how full yours is, and I'm just going to move it right and left. And I'm going to avoid rotation on this. If you need to bring that back leg in a little closer, do it. But as I stay stable through my entire body, the only thing moving, my arms are angled down from the shoulders, are the arms. Focus on the core doing its job, stabilizing the pelvic floor and your spine. Again, pause the video when you need to. I'm going to go to the other side. And the same thing. Now, if I rest more of my weight on that back foot, I'm not going to feel this. But if I prop it up like I'm a picture frame, up on the foot, solid in that front leg, strong through the hips, and reaching across. Now, if you've got this on nice and tight, you could even take it out and open up. I feel a little bit more when I open up the hands, take the hands apart a bit. If you have hand weights, go ahead and do it. You could take a light hand weight in each hand, keep it shoulder width apart, and get the same thing. Still stabilizing my spine and my pelvis. Let's go ahead and walk it in. You could do a few sets of those. I know that some of you can, all right? I'm gonna move on. We're gonna do some back rowing. Now, you can either do it from your chair, open up here. I like to usually open up my clients here on a bench, but the chair doesn't really allow me to do that. You can be here as you row. You can do this with a bucket. One of my very early trial runs with YouTube, I had a little wash bucket and filled it with a few household items and did a little back rowing. Okay, you can go here. I'm trying to really, take my shirt out of the way a little bit, activate my core to avoid letting the low back sag down. I'm gonna activate my abs, elongate my lumbar spine, drive the shoulders back, reach the back of the head out, okay? Good, you can even do a little bit of a pulse at the top. We're gonna go to the other side. Now, this side, you could go here in a high lunge. I find it just a little bit more stable. I can kind of target my core and my lats a bit more by using a chair or a bench. It depends what you have at home. I'm sure most of you can find a chair. I try to find one that's got a little bit of cushion on it. You can always put your towel on it and really brace the abs. Don't forget to brace that core. Good. Avoid letting that weight go into the arm that's into the chair. I don't want to put my body weight there. I'm just going to try to pull up away from the chair and elongate my spine and lengthen. I keep looking at the camera, but I want you to look straight ahead and slightly to the floor. All right, again, you can stop the video, but I think if you do like 2 rounds of that of 12 would be great. All right, I'm gonna take the laundry detergent the long way, and I'm going to activate my core into a little hinge at the hips, top that tailbone down, and I'm gonna row back. Notice how my weight goes out from my navel, and then I'm gonna squeeze the blades together and row. Again, this one, I'm getting a little low on laundry detergent, but if it was full, it would be significantly harder. That's why I think if you saved one of these, filled it with water, you'd have a nice little weight at home. Really top the abs and brace and hold. Excellent. All right, again, you can stop the video, do another set, or go and just replay the video. We're gonna move on a little bit. Okay, back to a lateral step, and we're gonna do a little ladder drill. Some of you, if you've got little, I usually at the gym would have a ladder that I would lay out, but if you have painter's tape, string, anything like that, and you want to lay that each about a foot across, you could go forward, backwards, forward, backwards, or you could turn and make a longer step. I'm trying to stay into the video and doing a short, but you could do that in your living room, maybe in a hallway, and just lay those out about a foot across and maybe do about 12 of them and go back and forth. The other one, I'd like you to just do a little side step. Notice how I just have to think about where my feet are. And then if I pump my arms a little bit, again, you can stop the video and do a few more of these. Maybe go 4 if you've got the whole hallway back and forth. If you've got the whole hallway, you might want to turn and go down, back, down, back. I'm keeping it small and working forward and backwards here. And do a few here. Then in place, you can either move forward or practice your wide, narrow in place. I led with my left foot here, actually my right, my right and your left. Now I'm gonna lead with my other side. So make sure you work leading with both legs. If you're right-handed, you're always gonna try to lead with your right. If you're left, you're gonna always lead with your left. I'd like you to switch that around, okay? Let's do a little bit of a march. The other thing I've been doing for years is maybe TMI, but I practice, instead of putting my pant leg on just on the right, I switch around, do it left instead of always the same. I actually try to stop myself in my daily practice and try to train my body to do a few of those different things. We're just gonna do a little nice big shoulder roll up and around. Then I'm gonna sit back into my chair and do a little bit of my figure 4. Back up nice and tall. Nice big breath. Hold that for a little bit, loosen it up. Again, you probably need to stop the video because I'm kind of running through this a bit so I don't go on and on and on for an hour here. Just give you about 15 minutes and then you can go back and replay it. Give you a few ideas from some strength work. Nice shoulder roll up and around again. Good. Then a little hinge forward. Try to keep the hips back and you can cross over and stretch. Now, if you'd like, you could I'm just gonna bring this laundry basket because it's near, and crossover stretch here. If you have a chair nearby, put that chair out there and you can go a little bit higher and stretch, okay? Nice big breath, and then of course both sides. You can reach same, but avoid bouncing this. Try to just breathe through it and let your breath be the guide and relax forward. All right, the other one that I'm going to do, bring the chair around, take your knee on it, and then step the leg back. Actually, I'm going to take that this direction, and I'll step forward and open up the hip flexor. Good. Hopefully you can see what I'm doing. I'll switch it to the other side. So I'll step up front of my chair, the back leg, and I still have this to hang on to keep me stable. Again, you might want to stop the video. I'm going through these kind of fast. I'd like you to breathe, do a few of them. Now I'm going to go into the side stretch like I did on the chair, reaching up and around towards the wall to the side. And when I do this, I'm going to draw my belly in, draw the shoulder down, lengthen up and over. And really breathe into that entire right or left side. I'm going to take it over to the other side just to even it out a little bit. I'm going to look up. Really open up as you stretch. Hold that one a little bit longer, but I'm going to go into that next one where you extend the arms, lengthen your back, draw the abs. Again, it's easy to just push your torso to the floor. I want you to open your chest to the floor, but draw up your lower abdomen to open up that lumbar spine. Drive the scapula down into your lats. Open up through the feet, a little push the inner thighs out. And here's where you can walk your left hand over to your right. Breathe into the side, and then do the same on the other side. Nice big inhale, exhale it out, and really elongate your spine. And then come slowly up. Try to take your movements, getting in and out of that chair, up and down from your folding over, slowly. Sometimes when we're hanging out at home, we're not remembering to drink as much as we should. So make sure you're drinking your water. And get your rest. And try to eat as well as you can. Breathe. Take a nice big breath up. And let it all out. All right. Well, let me know if you have any questions. I am going to send this out to a few of you, but I'm also going to post it on my YouTube channel. So thanks for joining me today. Bye.